Hello and welcome to episode 180 of Daryl Show Your Work. All right, so in this episode, I'll be alternating again between a red hat and my blue hat. All right, starting off by creating a persistence mechanism and then putting on my blue hat and showing how we can create preventative measures against those persistence mechanisms. All right, so speaking of red and blue hats, I want to give a quick reminder to please check out INE for their cybersecurity and a training and certification offerings are where they'll equip you with skills ranging from red team penetration testing to blue team incident response and everything in between that's high demand right now with cybersecurity employers, and you'll be able to speak towards those things, those experiences on your resume, on job interviews, and on any sort of skills portfolio. So please visit get.ine.com/Daryl. And if you use promo code INF 100 Brooks Tech at checkout, you'll get 10% off any of your purchases with the exception of live virtual trainings. So that link would be in the show notes below along with the promo code. All right, so to get started, I am going to start off as a red hatter. All right, so this is post-exploitation. And so I've already gained entry into the Windows-based system, and I am going to create a persistence here on a local account. All right. So in order to do so, I'm going to start off by opening PowerShell first, and I'm just going to search for it in here in the taskbar. All right, and I'm going to run that as administrator. All right, so let's increase this font here a bit. Let's see, give it a nice 20. All right, so then expand that. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a new local user, setting up and setting a password for them. All right, so let me say net user sys underscore support. Let me go back and fix that. All right, and I'm going to set the password to PASSW0RD bang. All right, and then finish this off with /add to let PowerShell know what I want to do again. So this is going to create a new user sys underscore support and assigning them the password pass W0RD bang. And then I'm telling PowerShell here to add them. All right. So now that I've done that, now I want to add the new users to the administrators group and grant elevated privileges. All right. So again, so what's happened? Explain to you what's going on so far. So I'm an attacker that has gained elevated privileges. All right. So it's more than likely system level privileges here within this Windows platform. And so what I'm doing in order to maintain access to the system, I'm going to create a new user account, and I'm going to give that, because I have admin privileges, I'm going to give that new user account admin privileges, and I'm going to try to have them blend in as much as possible. So when I continue to log in and out of this system remotely, it won't set off too many bells and alarm, But I mean, a keen-eyed administrator, a real administrator, will probably pick up that this is a rogue account, and and delete me off the system and investigate. But this is nevertheless, this is a persistence mechanism. Okay, so in order to add the new user here to the local administrators group, I'm gonna just say net local group. Got too much space there. Administrators, and then all right, we want to add the sys support account to that group. All right, so just checking my syntax here, make sure no blunders, everything looks good. So let's add them. All right, so that completed successfully. Now I need to actually reload the machine here. All right, so let's reboot that in order for that to propagate. All right, so what's going to happen now? Before I managed to compromise the Alex PC account that I made in a few other episodes back here, that senior IT administrator. So as an attacker, I managed to compromise that account. So that is the account that I logged onto this machine with. Now I need to test to see if the new account works. All right. So we can see here originally I logged in as Alex Turner, but I'm going to go to other user. All right, and I'm going to type in um, Alex. Got to give it still the PC name, Alex PC slash. Then we named this account sys underscore support. All right, and then I'm going to give it a password. That would be that capital P pass W0 RD bang. All right, looks like that worked. All right, so that confirms that the new account is active. All right, so now the next thing I'm going here. I'm going to PowerShell again, and I'm going to create a reverse connection script here. And let me just check my notes here just to make sure that I have it here to pick. It's going to be a um, very long script that I want to make sure I could paste it in here. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, so let's open PowerShell again. Probably gonna have to adjust the font over again, but no worries. There we go. Okay. Yeah, let's adjust that font again. All right. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to open Notepad. All right, so I'm gonna be creating a TXT file, well, a PS1 file from the TXT file. So let's open Notepad here from the PowerShell CLI. All right, and then that is located in C users. Then it's under my account. So you know what? I just realized I made a blunder right there. Too many. Yeah, let's get rid of that. All right, then I'm going to name it. Let's name that mal sc, like I said, mal script, and it's going to be a PS1 file. All right, Yes, I do want to create it. Now let's paste this script in here. All right. Got that done that. All right. So just explain to you what's going on in this script. So this PowerShell script, it establishes a persistence reverse shell connection to a remote listener. All right. So let me save this. Hold on. So I want to show something here. Show why there's something. I'm going to show something why this may not immediately work. Let's save that. All right. So you see here on the right hand corner it says threat found. All right, so let me minimize that. So we can see that the script is right here, right? Okay, so in a few seconds it should disappear on me. Well, it looks like it's actually still there. All right, but the thing is, oh, there it is. It's gone. Okay, so the thing is, we don't want to trigger we don't want to trigger Windows Defender because essentially what happens is that that file ends up getting deleted, and also it probably may set off any sort of IDS or IPS systems that are present here on the network. All right, so we don't want to trigger any alarms or bells to let anybody know that that we're here. All right, so the way that I can circumvent this is by excluding my desktop folder from the Microsoft Defender's application. All right, so in order to do this, I'm taking full advantage of my admin privileges here. I'm gonna say add MP preference. All right, dash exclude path. All right, and I'm going to give it the um the path to my desktop here, the system path. V colon user. And by the way, I forgot to give my usual disclaimer. I just thought about that I give on the beginning of the video. So this is only for educational research and ethical purposes only. Any sort of malicious actions that come from anyone watch my video, I do not take responsibility for it, nor do I condone. So just wanted to put that out there I'm still clearly wearing my red hat here. All right, so all right. So again, what this is going to do is going to add the desktop folder to the Microsoft Defender's exclusion list. So now doing this monitoring of the system, it's going to ignore the desktop. All right, and ultimately that's where I'm saving this file to. All right, so just give it a few seconds here. I think I should be doing it on its own, but let's see. Yeah, should have excluded. That should have been the exclusion. Just making sure my syntax is all right here. I know it takes kind of a while. Okay, I see what I did. Yeah, that's a blunder on my part. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's do is this. Okay, and then Let's exit out of that because I screwed something up there. I'm left out one single character and it blew up on me. So fail once, try again. All right. So let's see, make sure that there we go. Okay. I forgot the end quote and that caused it to blow up like that. So just checking everything else now just to make sure. Um, and you know what? My syntax, I just realized that too. It shouldn't be exclude path, it should be exclusion path. Okay, make sure everything else is good. All right, let's try this again. Okay, all right, I think that's better. All right, now let's test it out. All right, now let me try to save this again. I'm gonna move this out the way. And so it should appear, the file should appear if I do this successfully, this file should appear in this space here again, and we should not see the Windows firewall or the Windows Defender pop up again. So I'm gonna save it again. All right, appears there again, and no Windows Defender. All right, so that looks like that was successful. Now, in order now, let's say, okay, now that I've created this account and I have this and I've created this 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 basically this file that's going to that's going to allow me to maintain remote access. Now I want to make sure that this file is constantly processing. So in order to do that, I need to schedule a scheduled task. If we were in Linux, that would be called a cron job. But since we're using Windows, it's just a scheduled task. But it's essentially the same thing. All right. So oops, didn't mean to go there. All right. So in order to go into to the task scheduler, I'm just going to open that here from PowerShell. So task schd dot mcsc, and that should open up task scheduler for me. It does. See, let's maximize that. I know the font is kind of small here. All right, so now that I am inside of here, I'm going to go over here to create task over here to the right. All right, so I am going to name this task something that won't stand out to anyone that's looking through the system. All right, so any other administrator. So I'm just call it system maintenance task. All right, so nothing that appears to be outwardly nefarious. All right, then I'm gonna check off. Let's see. Let me see. It says run. Here we go. Run with the highest privileges. All right. So I want to run this with the highest privileges to make sure that that again that I'm maintaining my privileges. All right. And then I'm going to click OK. All right. Now on the in the triggers tab. All right. So here I want to go to new. All right. Then I want this to run every day. All right. And then the time I'm gonna set up the time to run at 8 p.m. So that's going to be starting the day. So let's change this to 8. All right, and that should be good. All right, so remember this triggers daily, every day at 8 p. Every day at 8 p.m. All right, so hold on, it says disable. See. Okay, I don't want to get ahead of myself there. Okay, so all right, so in the actions tab, same thing. I need to go to new. All right, and then right, so yeah, okay, start a program. Okay, yeah, I wanted to do. Okay, so I wanted to do start a program. And then I'm gonna put here. So I need to reference PowerShell here. So now I'm gonna tell it PowerShell.exe. All right, so this is where I'm gonna put the actual command that I want it to run every during its execution every day uh, at 8 p.m. And so the 8 p.m. time, the reason I chose that time because if say that this is like an organization, well, I want to be able to come in where more than likely no employees are in, and it'll be harder for them to detect me. So coming into the system after hours. So um, however, there could be a time of day rule within the SIM or some the IDS or IPS. So there's always that issue to be worried about. But assuming there is no time of day alert, assigned, here, this should suffice as far as what I want to do. So and so what I'm telling it to do is, oh, I forgot to write out that whole word. But I'm telling it to basically run the file that I have here, set up, um, that I have set up here on my desktop. I wanted to run that. So I'm referencing that here in the command here. Excuse my slow typing, but like I said, sometimes my keyboard gets a mind of its own when interacting with these VMs, and I don't see, as you can see, two P's. I don't want it to get out of control here. Sometimes I have to type slower in order for that to happen. PS1. Okay. Okay, so let me just go back here and check my syntax. Okay. Execution policy. Bypass the execution policy. That's another thing that's happening in this line. So there is a restriction on the executing a file. I'm using my administrative powers to say, hey, for this instance, bypass whatever that local execution policy. So it may be set to never allow to not to allow that, or for another administrator to approve of that. So I'm basically using my administrative powers to say, hey, bypass whatever the policy is. All right, and then we want to run the mal sc PS1 file for my desktop. So, okay, for my desktop, great. All right, so that looks good. All right, so, okay, let's click OK there. All right, so again, where we are right now. So again, that's going to open the PowerShell, and it's going to start waiting. So when it opens the PowerShell command, it's going to start waiting for yes, okay. It's going to start waiting for a connection. So that method is it's going to provide persistence by ensuring that the reverse shell script is executed regularly, allowing continuous remote access to the system. All right. So now that as a red hat, I created this persistence mechanism. Now I'm going to show how, as a blue hat, how we can mitigate what mitigation strategy can be put into place to prevent things like this from happening, or if we have an insider threat or someone or intruder inside the system, how it is that we can prevent them from maintaining persistence to the system once we believe we have gotten them out. All right. So first, I actually need to restart this again in order for all of this to persist. So let's restart the machine. All right. So this time I'm gonna log back in as the local administrator. All right, so one of the ways that can that this type of thing, that this type of persistence mechanism, that it can be mitigated is that I can or disable script execution on the system. So regardless of the whole bypass mechanism, because if I enable this, it should still not allow that user to be able to execute certain scripts. All right, so I'm gonna choose other user, and this time we're gonna log in as the actual administrator, not the fake one. All right, local administrator. All right, give it my password. I didn't like it. Okay, let's see, where did I fumble here? It's probably my keyboard again. Let's try that again. If it doesn't work this time, see if I can paste it in here. There we go. All right, yeah, it probably was my keyboard. All right, so I'm going to be using as the local administrator. I'm going to be using PowerShell again to accomplish this by again disabling the script execution. All right, that's not going away. Oh well. Okay. All right. So going into PowerShell again. I'm running as administrator. Let's get that out the corner. Let's increase the font. Okay. So hopefully everyone can see. I don't know why this message won't disappear as far as when I go to reset the system, but it should be fine as far as seeing what I'm writing here. All right, so I am going to write the following command here, and I'll explain what's happening. So I'm setting the execution. Oops. And of course, all right. So I'm setting the execution policy to restrict it, and then I'm going to specify the scope of that policy, and I want to make that um, to this particular local machine. All right, so what this is going to do is going to configure the system to block all script execution. All right, so just checking my syntax. I think that should be good. Let's see. So I'm going to say yes. All right, looks like that took. All right, so this is going to ensure that unauthorized or harmful scripts cannot run. All right, so that should disable that the script that was written, that PS1 script should not be able to run anymore, regardless of the bypass, the execution bypass um, um, command that I used as the other red hat. All right, so one more thing here, and let's test this out and see what the policy is in place. So I'm say get execution policy, and then I want to list that out. Oops. All right, and we can see here that while the execution policy has been undefined in some doing some other places. Specifically here for this local machine is set to restricted. All right, so it looks like that I've successfully enacted that policy, and that should stop that particular persistence mechanism, even though we know up to this point that there are more. All right, so that's an example of how you nip one persistence vector in the bud. So anyway, this episode had highlighted the significance risk posed by insider threats, emphasizing the critical role scripts can play in compromising system security. Unauthorized scripts, especially those with administrative privileges, can lead to severe consequences such as persistent access, data exfiltration, and system manipulation. So, limiting access to scripts not only prevents unauthorized actions, but also ensures that only verified and necessary scripts are used in controlled environments. This approach reinforces system integrity, minimizes attack surfaces, and strengthens defenses against other both insider and external threats. All right, so please like, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, show your work, and please make sure that to check out INE. They have some great red teaming and blue teaming certifications, all hands on. You'll gain that practical experience that lots of cybersecurity employers are requiring. All right, so until next time, take care of yourself and God bless.